The Veiled Sector had been quarantined for 3,000 years.
Commander Sarah Chen stood before the holographic display aboard the ESS Prometheus, watching the shimmering boundary that separated known space from the Forbidden Zone.
The quantum barrier pulsed with an eerie violet light, a monument to an ancient decision that no living being fully understood anymore. "Still can't believe we're actually doing this," muttered Lieutenant Marcus Webb from his station. His fingers danced across the tactical console, running diagnostics for the 100th time that hour.
Sarah didn't respond immediately. Her dark eyes remained fixed on the barrier, studying the way space itself seemed to bend and fracture around it.
Somewhere beyond that wall lived the Kethvar, a civilization so dangerous, so fundamentally incompatible with the rest of the galaxy, that the Galactic Consortium had imprisoned them in their own corner of the universe. Or so the history files claimed.
"Command confirms green light," announced Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the ship's xenoanthropologist.
Her voice carried a mixture of excitement and terror.
"We're authorized to proceed with first contact protocols."
The decision had been years in the making. Earth had joined the Galactic Consortium only 6 decades ago, and humanity's representatives had immediately questioned the ethics of eternal imprisonment. While older species shrugged and pointed to ancient warnings, humans did what they did best: they asked uncomfortable questions and refused to accept comfortable lies. The Prometheus had been built specifically for this mission, a diplomatic vessel equipped with every defensive system humanity could devise, crewed by volunteers who understood they might never return.
"Take us in," Sarah ordered.
The ship lurched forward, piercing the quantum barrier like a needle through silk.
Reality twisted around them.
Colors that had no names flickered across the viewscreen. Every instrument went haywire for precisely 7 seconds, and then they were through. The Veiled Sector looked nothing like the hellscape Sarah had imagined. 3 star systems orbited in an impossible configuration, their gravity wells balanced by technology beyond comprehension. Structures the size of moons floated between the stars, connected by streams of captured light. And everywhere, there were ships, elegant vessels that moved like living things, their hulls inscribed with patterns that hurt to look at directly. "We're being hailed," Webb announced, his voice tight with tension.
"Multiple frequencies, all of them."
Put it through. The viewscreen flickered, and Sarah found herself staring at a being that defied easy description. The Kethvar had 6 limbs arranged in perfect symmetry, skin that shifted between translucent and opaque, and eyes, so many eyes, that seemed to perceive dimensions Sarah couldn't fathom. But what struck her most was the expression on its face. Fear. "You should not have come," the Kethvar said.
Its voice translated by the ship's AI into something approximating human speech. "We are dangerous. We are the mistake. We are." "Your people," Sarah interrupted gently. "Sentient beings who've been locked away for 3 millennia. We came to talk." The Kethvar's multiple eyes blinked in sequence. "Talk? The Consortium sent warriors to speak with the abomination?"
Over the next hours, the truth emerged in fragments.
The Kethvar hadn't been quarantined because they were violent or expansionist.
They'd been isolated because they saw too much. Their dimensional perception allowed them to observe the fundamental nature of reality itself, and what they'd discovered had terrified the other species. The universe, the Kethvar explained, was dying. Not in billions of years, but in thousands.
The fabric of spacetime was unraveling, a fact that most species' limited perception couldn't detect.
The Kethvar had tried to warn the galaxy, to share their technology for reinforcing reality's structure. Instead, the Consortium had branded them prophets of doom and sealed them away, choosing comfortable ignorance over uncomfortable truth. "So you've been trying to save us this whole time," Dr. Tanaka whispered, her scientific mind racing through the implications.
"And we imprisoned you for it." "We understand," the Kethvar representative said.
"The truth we carry is a heavy burden.
Sometimes mercy looks like denial."
Sarah stood up from her command chair, her decision crystallizing with absolute clarity.
"No. No more denial. Humanity didn't come here to perpetuate an injustice. We came to make things right."
What followed was humanity's finest hour and its most audacious gamble.
Sarah transmitted everything directly to Earth, bypassing the Consortium's communication channels.
Within days, the story spread across human space like wildfire.
Public opinion shifted dramatically. Humans had always been the newcomers, the ones who didn't understand the galaxy's complex politics.
But they understood injustice, and they refused to be complicit in it.
Earth's ambassadors made their stand before the Galactic Consortium. If the Kethvar weren't freed and their warnings investigated, humanity would withdraw from the consortium entirely. More than that, human vessels would begin dismantling the quantum barrier themselves.
The older species panicked. Humanity was too valuable to lose their adaptability, their innovation, their frustrating inability to accept the status quo.
Moreover, humans had become wildly popular among younger species who also questioned ancient edicts.
The consortium capitulated. 3 months after the Prometheus first pierced the barrier, the quantum prison was permanently dissolved. The Kethvar emerged cautiously into a galaxy that finally wanted to listen. Their dimensional technology, combined with human engineering and the resources of a dozen allied species, began the centuries-long project of reinforcing reality's deteriorating structure.
Sarah Chen watched from the observation deck of the new joint research station, where humans and Kethvar worked side by side.
She'd been awarded every medal humanity could offer, but she knew the truth. She hadn't saved the Kethvar. The Kethvar, in their patient isolation, had been waiting to save everyone else.
Humanity had simply been young enough, naive enough, or perhaps brave enough to listen.
Sometimes, she reflected, breaking the rules everyone else followed wasn't rebellion, it was evolution. And sometimes, the most dangerous thing you could do was exactly what needed to be done. The stars shone brighter that night, not because they'd changed, but because humanity had finally helped ensure they'd keep shining for generations yet to come.